It is time to talk faith and finance with the one, the only Drew Blazsik. And Drew, welcome. So many things going on right now. You could take us in 1,000 directions and all of them would be applicable. So where do you want to take us this morning?
First off, I love that music. Like,
yeah.
If I would get to walk into the classroom, that'd be sweet.
This would be your walking music. Yeah.
It's like students start paying attention.
Yeah, right.
Cha-ching.
Well, they got to pay attention anyway because you're like, so smart about this stuff, and there ain't nothing artificial about your intelligence.
That's good segue, Ellie. That's incredible. I was thinking like today, like all the kids that go up there and when they try to get candy and they try to trick or treat and they try to say things like that. But you know what? I think there's something kind of tricky about AI that's going on. Now, first off, there's a bunch of documentaries are coming out about the mental health issue with AI.
Oh, yeah.
It is really strange. They're talking about how AI, if it gets too personal, like they're trying to make it sound human. And the people that have mental, like they're getting addicted to actual like a friend. And they're talking to, and these people are talking about it, and it's causing all these issues. Kids, there's lawsuits against AI that it promoted suicide.
Oh my God!
But and there's all these issues. But what I wanted to talk about with AI, more the finance aspect.
Right.
If you look at Catholic economics, it's so important that companies produce productive assets for the common good. So what do you think? What's the common good? It's like food. Build a house. So if AI could help to make it more efficient, that's a good thing. But this is interesting. Have you guys ever heard of round-tripping cycle?
No.
So this is real important. So people are investing in AI is kind of propping up the entire market. Wow. Without AI, we would not. So this is what round-tripping is. It's happening in the AI industry. It's companies like OpenAI, Microsoft, Nvidia, AMD, Oracle, Amazon. They are passing this same money around. Wow. So they're passing the same money around through huge investment chip purchasing announcements. I don't know if you guys heard about that, where AMD made an announcement with OpenAI.
Yeah, right. And the production.
Well, AMD skyrocketed their stock price because of this announcement. Right. So the purpose of it is to make the revenues and the valuations appear larger than it is.
Oh my goodness.
And you got to understand, why do companies do this? And I'll go into the details of what they did is because if it sounds good, people purchase the stock. Right. It causes the valuation increase. So if they sell new stock, that's issue new stock, they sell it at a massive high price, and then they get to pay salaries and bonuses with all that money. They get to issue. It's almost like the government printing money, right? You just print new stock.
But doing it through these large can't fail businesses.
Well, and they call it classic form of securities fraud. That's what some people call it. Wow. So this is how it works. OpenAI said it will spend $200 billion on Nvidia chips and $100 billion on AMD chips. That was the announcement, right? Nvidia and AMD supposedly invested it back into OpenAI using the same money. Oracle received $300 billion from OpenAI to host data centers. Wow. Because data centers, and we talked about this, is the huge thing that in order to use AI, you need data centers.
Right.
Because it takes so much energy. And then energy prices are skyrocketing in a lot of areas that have the data centers, which now normal families have to pay that increase.
Yeah.
So the same dollars are circulating. For each one, but each company gets to report it as revenue, and that's how it works.
Oh, wow.
So if you look at it this way, if company A announced, I'm going to invest in company B, and company B goes, you know what, we're going to buy these certain technology from company C, and company C puts it right back to company A. Right. And there's no money. So companies pass the same 100 million throughout.
And create value in each one.
And there's nothing productive about it. All they're doing is using more energy. Now, some will argue about, let's say, the environmental cost of it.
Right.
But what I look at it, it's causing a lot of, in certain areas, families just can't pay their energy costs. And gas and electric shoot because of the data centers.
Yeah,
It takes so much data to run these AI.
Well, and this is what's crazy to me is that I'm watching all of the difficulties all over the world. I'm watching the difficulties of our government shutdown. I'm seeing that food prices continue. for the average person in the United States, particularly the lower income person, life is becoming more and more difficult. And the one thing that seems to continue to tick upward is the stock market. And you're like, based on what? We have chaos everywhere. We have most things are not affordable. You can't afford to buy a house anymore, the average family.
Or a car.
Or a car. Yeah, average car price now, $50,000 for an average car. Average car price now, $50,000.
$50,000.
Average home price in the United States, $500,000. What?
Yeah.
Average income, household income, $70,000. Well, no, I'm sorry, that math doesn't work. But yet you see the stock market just continue to tick upward.
So if you think about in those terms, if the average to poor people can't pay or buy a house, what do? You inflate everything through asset prices, and that's the goal of it is. But then who benefits are the ones that own the assets, and typically poor and middle class don't own it as much or not at all. So just real quick on this, then we can address that, and I'll tell you what the Fed is about to do. These AI firms are not profitable.
Yeah.
This is crazy about it. Right. And OpenAI is trying to sue in order to become a private because I believe Elon Musk is the one that helped to fund it. It was always supposed to be an open source nonprofit organization. Which
is why it was
they're trying to be a profit organization. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to bring in ad revenue, and you're going to start seeing, if you guys use ChatGPT to do certain things like simple tasks, you're going to start seeing commercials come in. And Amazon has a deal with them, and I think it was Walmart. Walmart is going to have a deal with OpenAI, and they're going to try, like if you ask, how do I buy this product? You're going to see certain websites coming in, which could be beneficial.
6, yeah.
Yeah, right.
So OpenAI is burning over $1 billion per month, and the way they're not profitable. You have to understand about this, and the way they're burning it is because they're causing the valuations to go up. They sell new stock. They're trying to really pump money. So then, if AMD does it, then they pump more money to OpenAI, and that's how they get the money.
Wow.
And valuations are based on hopes and speculation, almost like the tulip speculation. If you guys, we talked about that a long time ago.
I remember that. I remember that but I don't remember the details.
Tulips were being, because I'm trying to think the country it was in, it was so valued, like, this is so beautiful. So they speculated on it where you could buy a tulip into the future. And I'm not making this up.
No, I remember the concept.
I believe it was 50 times the average yearly wage an average tulip would cost.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh my.
And people were speculating until it just burst. The bubble burst. And AI is not producing the money. They're just pumping full of debt to burn through it, through the hopes of speculation that the revenues will be there at some time. That but right now that's not productive. And there was a report I mentioned before that companies, it's not as beneficial as you think. It's awesome producing emails. It's really great. It's like a souped up Google search.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist here, but I mean this with all sincerity. Brothers and sisters, life is confusing. This stuff, we need wisdom to find our way through these things. And my strong suggestion to everyone is stay close to the church. The church has come forward with wisdom when everybody thought she was going to go in one direction, she came another direction. Humana Vitae is a perfect example of that. Only those who remain faithful to the church and are willing to set their own kind of thoughts, ideas, independent thinking aside, if it doesn't line up with the church, I'm just telling you, I think this stuff's going to get wild.
Yeah.
And you just got to stay close to church. And you have to decide. I mean, I just say this all the time. The church is right.
Yeah. St. Thomas Aquinas and Father Fahey always talked about speculation. You got to stay away from it.
Yeah.
Go to real assets, the real economy, like food.
Right.
You want to invest in that kind of stuff. And
there you go.
this stuff is. I think it's kind of it's just burning cash, and it's causing energy prices to go up, and it's not helping the common person.
And
it's not surprising to see this kind of thing taking place.
No, everybody wants to become wealthy.
Close your eyes and imagine where we are 10 years from now with AI. That's crazy. I mean, it's just crazy town. And so you got to stay close to the church. And I understand, particularly in the United States, our need to have this independent thought. But I'm just telling you, for me, what was that? I forgot which saint said it, but she said, I love all of the documents of the First Vatican Council, though I have read none of them. Like, just my obedience to the
Yeah,
church
yeah.
is my love for the church, and I will always remain faithful to her. You know?
I like old-fashioned artificial intelligence, the stuff I've been practicing for years.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Drew.
Hey, thank you.